Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm heading out into the Yorkshire Dales, going for a walk along a river, heading up onto the moors, back down to the river. It's about probably around about a 7-mile walk. Looking forward, hopefully getting some birds on the river this morning, grouse up on the tops, and whatever other wildlife that I might find across my travels today. It's a bit grey, the tops are shrouded in a bit of cloud this morning, but apart from that it's a lot cooler as well, which is nice. It's fresh, there's just a slight breeze, which will hopefully keep away the midges as well. So it's set to brighten up this afternoon. I'm really looking forward to that. Bit of sunshine, bit of cloud as well, just to help diffuse that sun and the brightness. Hopefully going to see some red kites as well. I have seen red kites in this area before, so I'm really looking forward. Perhaps getting them. I'm going to take my binoculars with me today because I'm heading along the river, then I'm going through a woodland, then I'm going up onto the moors, then heading back down into woodland. But now I'm going to get my boots on, get packed up, decide what coat to take. But yeah, let's get ready, let's get packed and get down to the river. Okay, bag packed, camera in hand. Oh, the question is, should I take my tripod today? Should I take my tripod today? Yes, I'm going back for my tripod. Okay, now we're set to go, tripod in hand. I'm not going to do too much walking while I'm walking along the river, just because I just want to keep quiet and spend a bit of time just watching. And hopefully I can get the kingfisher flying past. The water's up, the river is absolutely beautiful this morning. It's low, it's flowing really slowly. Got some really calm, still areas on the river where the perfect for the kingfisher, just to perch on a branch and dive in. So yeah, little wren, good morning to you too. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of rabbits out this morning. That's what I find in the mornings, is driving along these country roads is a nightmare. You just got wildlife running out across the road everywhere, which is why I always tend to drive at 30-40 miles an hour on these country roads. And you know, you come out to the countryside and there's wildlife could run out at you at any time. And lots of people just come out into the countryside and think that they're Colin McRae, you know, driving around these roads at 60-70 miles an hour. Not a chance you're going to stop for some wildlife. You're just going to kill it straight out. Listen to that. Can you hear all that? Wow. Early morning in the woods. Got a little wren just perched on a branch there. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Right, let's get down to the river. Looks like we've got some swifts. Oh no, not swifts. There'll be sand martins, won't they? Going in and out of the embankment over here. Got some mallard ducks here. We've got a wagtail. Can't see any dippers yet, but now I'm going to sit here for half an hour and see what comes in. Okay, so I think I'm going to push on from here now. I've been here for about half an hour. Just a couple of more hens. The wagtails flew off and they were too far away to get any decent pictures, just right on the far edge of the embankment. But there are some sand martins over here, so I'm going to see if I can get in and photograph the sand martins. Get away from these midges for a little bit. I'm going to have a day full of midges, I think, once I get up onto the moors. Okay, so I'm back down by the river now. So I've got a stepping stone crossing here. I'll just turn it around so you can see. I've got these stepping stones here that go all the way across. Now what I'm thinking of doing is sitting just over here somewhere in the middle of the river and just getting the tripod and just sitting and waiting in the hope that perhaps something will come flying down the river straight towards me and they can get that lovely head-on shot, or even some ducks swimming down, just so I can get really low level to the water. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible. I have seen a rock that I can potentially sit on and then put my tripod near. So yeah, I'm going to try that, and you never know, I might even get a dipper flying down as well. So that's what I'm going to go do, head over there and see if I can get set up without falling in. Might get a wet bum. So I'm sat down right in the middle of the river now. These ducks are obviously quite friendly here. There is a few holiday homes here, so I imagine that these ducks actually get fed a little bit, because they are literally 2 feet away from me. I'll turn that around. You see these ducks here. So I'm just going to sit here and see if anything flies down the river that I can try and lock on. It's not the best background, trying to pick out a subject against the trees, but you never know what might come down the river. And whether or not I can actually get back up from this spot without falling in. That's going to be the interesting bit. But for now, let's see what comes down the river. Absolutely fantastic. I just had a bird fly across the river. Wasn't sure what it was. I thought it was a blackbird or a thrush or something like that. Had a look through the binoculars, couldn't see it, and then it suddenly flew up into the tree, and it was a kingfisher. I haven't checked actually to see if it was a male or a female. Could be a female, I'm not entirely sure. A little bit blurred, unfortunately. But I got some video of it, and then it flew from that tree onto this tree right next to me. But I just couldn't see it because of the leaves. It then went down onto the embankment, jumped up, and then flew past me and landed on a branch just down here, where I managed to get a little bit of video of it. So yeah, that was really nice. See the kingfisher. So yep, carry on sitting, and you never know what turns up. Well, I've just had a pair of dippers fly down the river straight towards me, jumping from rock to rock. I really don't know whether I've got anything decent of them at all. Oh, we've got a wagtail now. Right, I need to put the camera down. What an amazing little spot this is. So that was fantastic, just seeing the wagtail coming down after the dippers. And I do tend to find that, I don't know whether it's me or what it is, but when you see the dippers, there's generally a wagtail not far behind. But yeah, like I was saying, I was carrying on from what I was saying before about the dippers. They came down and they were just flitting from one side of the river to the next. It was so hard to try and get any sort of footage. I'm hoping I may have got one picture or at least just a few seconds of video of them. But yeah, really nice to see. So it's kingfisher, dippers and a wagtail. Can't do better than that. Well, can't ask for more than that, really, can I? Just a grey heron now coming straight at me, I think. Or a red kite flying overhead. But let's give it a little bit longer and see what else we get. Right, okay, I think I'm going to make my way a bit further down the river. It's a little cool sat here in the shade, can't wait to get into the sun. My bum was getting a bit numb, sat on this cold, damp rock. So, yeah, fantastic morning so far. Couldn't ask for more, really, could you? Sat on an English river, well, in the middle of an English river. Superb. Go on, let's see if I can get across here without getting wet now. Made it. Okay, so I'm just making my way further down the river. I'm actually walking away from where I need to be later this afternoon. I'm not sure if you can see that hill. Where is it? More or less straight above me. Somewhere behind me over there. That's where I need to be, right on the tops. Later this afternoon, and I've just scared a lovely big grey heron away by talking to the camera. I keep doing this. But yeah, I've got to get right up onto the tops there this afternoon. That's for the red grouse. So looking forward to that. Should be a lovely afternoon up there. Absolutely fantastic. Just saw a pair of red kites flying together. In fact, they're just coming over this way. I'm going to have to put this down. just fantastic to see the two red kites. I was just stopped, just scouring the sky, seeing if there's any wildlife, any hares in the fields here behind me, and then two red kites took off from a tree and just started playing with each other. I don't know why, but the camera struggled to lock focus on them, and I wouldn't mind, but there's nothing else in the sky behind them. But they flew off now. They've gone a bit further down the valley, probably into some trees down there. This pair that I know sort of frequent this valley and these hills on the other side, just fly up and down, and obviously I've got a nest here in this woodland on the side of the hill. But yeah, fantastic to see. Just wait and see if they come back. So the area that I was going to go to, unfortunately, has a campsite near it, and it's school holidays, so it's just teeming with people, with the families and whatnot. So there's not going to be any wildlife down by the river, because that's where all the kids and families sort of go and play. So I'm going to make my way back down to more or less where I was before, spend a bit of time down there before making my way up to the moor. I've left the river behind now. For the rest of the day, I did go and spend another hour down on the river. Kingfisher flew past. Didn't get a picture. It flew quite a way down, went up into a tree, and then the dippers made an appearance quite far off. They were sat on the stepping stones that I was sat on in the morning, and then one of them just flew right past and upstream, and then nothing really for about a good half an hour after that. So I decided to call it on the river, head up into the woods. Yep, so we're going up to the top of there and over, and the weather is glorious. Well, it's a bit of a hike up here, I'll tell you that. Nice views. But yeah, 3/4 of a mile uphill. Not too bad. A bit rocky underfoot, but not too steep, and I can actually hear grouse. I'm looking forward to getting onto the top and getting the full force of that breeze. My main concern was whether or not the heather was purple, because I know it starts turning in August, but oh, it looks beautiful. So I walk that way up here, but they've got a bit of heather here, and there's very, very tall bracken. I'll just turn the camera around so you can see the heather. Look how lovely this is as we make our way up to the top, where I think I'm going to be having a break and maybe something to eat. So it's 5 to 12 and I have not yet eaten today. I'm on a bit of a diet, to be fair. All this wildlife photography is piling the pounds on, sat around doing nothing. Having a bad knee for about 6 months of the year, not being able to get out and do this sort of walking has meant I put a bit of weight on. So I've got to lose this belly fat and get back into shape. Not getting any younger. In fact, I'm 54 tomorrow. So yeah, the years are piling on, but you're only as young as you feel. But it's beautiful out here, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, enough waffling, let's get up this bleeding hill. Summit tree. Oh. And I'll tell you what, it's cool up on the tops. Very cool. I should have brought a hat. But anyway, grouse, red grouse. Wow, they are hard to find. I mean, they're here. You can hear them, but wow, yeah, I mean, they are so well camouflaged at the moment, and not all the heather's purple, so it's probably got a few weeks to go before this whole landscape's purple. There are patches of purple, but not what I was hoping for, but that's fine. Managed to see a male and female red grouse so far. Spoke to a couple of people. One person's seen one, and another couple haven't seen any. But yeah, I mean, you've sort of got to know what you're looking for, and then you'll see them. Sort of just generally looking around, you're not going to see anything. You've literally got to pick a spot and look, and literally sort of analyse every tuft of grass and look at everything that moves. But no, it's great. Red grouse are here, so I'm going to get right into the heather over here, get down, and hopefully get some lovely pictures of the red grouse here in the Yorkshire Dales. I want to tell you what as well, not a single midgie, not a single fly. And why? Because of the breeze. It's best time to come up when there's a wind, because it just blows all the midges and the flies away, and you don't suffer the wrath of the midge. Well, it's been a fantastic afternoon up here on the moors. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've been up here for about 3 hours. Only seen a handful of grouse, not many at all, but what I did manage to video was a female grouse with its chick. Not seen that before, so that was something new for me. Really nice to see, really hard to even see it through the grass. I did think about taking a photo, but I thought if I take a photo, there's no way you can distinguish it. The best thing to do is to do a bit of video and you'll see the chick moving around. So what I'm going to do is make my way back down to the river and spend a couple of hours down there before calling it a day. And what a day it's been. You know, I always keep coming back to Yorkshire. It's one of those places that always delivers, always has wildlife in abundance. No matter where you go, the rivers are clean. The whole place, all this countryside around me is just teeming with wildlife. And it's so peaceful. You know, it's a school holidays and I've met half a dozen people all day. Absolutely silence. Just a few birds chirping away. I'm going to show you this view that I've got here in front of me. And this is what Yorkshire is all about. How about that, eh? And not a soul around. Right, let's get down to the river and see if we get lucky for the last part of the day. Yep, just dropped the camera. Oh well, it's a Canon, I'm alright. Right, well it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now the weather has completely changed. When I was up on the tops of the moors, just over there behind me, it was thick black cloud. And honestly, I thought it was going to rain, but now clear blue skies, the odd fluffy cloud, and so bright it's impossible to do any photography on the water. The reflection and shine is just so intense that there's no way I'm going to get a shot. I'd have to wait here till 7 o'clock this evening. Till the light dulled down a little bit, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make my way back to the car. It's been a fabulous day. Thank you for following me as I ventured around the Yorkshire Dales once more. Next time, I've got a couple of product reviews I need to do. One from Low Pro Rucksacks. They've sent me a really nice photography rucksack and insert, so looking forward to putting all that together, doing a review, putting it through its paces, going on another walk with it. But from me, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it does mean a lot. I'm still pushing towards that 4,000 mark. Thank you to everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.